The future of our planet, particularly your future of the reality of our planet, your reality of our planet, rests on what we're about to do. Now this is just a fun little short game. You with me? We're going to play a little game, a quiz, and I want you to just answer quickly when I ask you these questions. Are you ready for this? And you're going to understand why I say the future of our planet relies on your answers. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube. Here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Yeah, I was outside. This is when I get my ideas. I can't help it. I don't want to lose them. All right. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I want you to just answer them. And I'm going to talk about afterwards. We're going to discuss the questions and details about them. But right now, it's about your response. I had a situation, and I really got to thinking about this, and I thought it would be fun if I shared this with you, because I realized the entire planet's direction as a collective rests on the answers we give to questions such as the ones I'm going to ask you right now. Okay. So I purchased some pillows and I realized I had the wrong size. I decided I was going to get back in my car and go the 7 miles up the road and exchange them so I'd have the right ones here because I have guests coming. When I got there, a person that was standing in the parking spot I was pulling into, and he was not moving that much, so I stopped the car to allow him to get past me and, wherever he was going. And he was not being very cooperative. He had a cane and he was talking and looking a little bit maybe, let's just say unstable. I pulled in and he proceeded to ask the woman who just got out of her car, or just got in her car next to me. I realized he was asking her for money. And I heard her say, "Sir, I don't carry any cash." Here comes the series of questions. He asked this woman in this parking lot for money. Right or wrong? Answer right now. Right or wrong? All right, so I'm getting out of the car with my pillows to exchange, and I realize I'm next. And I don't know if this guy is with it or not. He starts to approach me. He gets pretty close, and I start to back up, and he starts following me, and he's slurring his words. So I keep a little distance, and I start to make my way into the store, and he's following me at a pretty good clip. Right or wrong? I know what you're doing right now. What's right or wrong? That or this? I just want you to hear the situation, say right or wrong. We're going to go back over this. I go in the store, and the first thing I say as I see him approaching is warning this person out in the parking lot who's asking for money is getting a little aggressive by following me in here. I just want you to be aware of him. Right or wrong? Okay, thank you. Yes. Oops, yes, we've seen some people have been coming here lately. He goes to the back of the store. I have to go to the back of the store. That's where the pillows are. As I'm back there with him, I see him putting shoes on. He leaves his shoes and he starts to walk away with the new shoes on his feet. A manager happens to be standing by watching him because I said, just watch him a little bit because, he was getting a little aggressive. And I said to the manager, I said to the gentleman, I said, "Sir, you forgot your shoes there." He left his shoes there. The manager was standing there and heard this. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? All right, so she comes up to him and says, are you going to purchase those because, you've left your shoes here? And, if you're going to wear the shoes out, obviously, get your shoes and take them. I go up to the front and I see him eventually leave with his own shoes on. He disappears. I get in my car and I get about halfway home, and it's only 7 miles, and I realized what an amazing opportunity that was. Just for me. Just for me. I turned the car around. Getting ready to pull in my driveway. I turned the car around and I drive all the way back to the store and I go up and down all of the aisles looking for him. Because I decide I'm going to buy him the shoes. Right or wrong? Okay. So, here's a few, by the way, I never found him. Went home and realized what a missed opportunity that was. We're going to talk about that in a minute. All right. Single person who's elderly, claims residence in a state that they don't really live in to get health insurance, is paying for health insurance, is paying for it, but claims residency there when they don't live there. Right or wrong? Okay, person claims unemployment in that state and lives someplace else. Right or wrong? Person who has no insurance gets ill and goes into emergency and gets the same treatment everybody else gets, even though they are not covered. Right or wrong? I'm going to keep going. All right, man, let's see, man or woman? Man or woman. Seemingly homeless. Begging for money. You give them money and they go buy alcohol with it. Right or wrong? All right, I'm not going to go too much further. I'm going to probably do this again because I have a list a mile long of these. All right. You probably were saying one thing. Well, what are the circumstances behind this, right? Was the man in the parking lot homeless? Was he actually being aggressive? Was he mentally ill? You probably wanted details in order to say right or wrong. You might have said that it was wrong of me to point out and say something in front of the manager, that this guy was stealing, basically. Let's face it, I didn't say that because I was trying to be nice. I was saying it to heads up to the manager, he's stealing the shoes. Was that right or wrong? When I decided to come back and buy him the shoes, let's say I had done that, and I'm sorry that I was not able to do that, missed opportunity, was coming back to try and find him to buy the shoes, right or wrong? What about that person who spends money on alcohol instead of food or whatever you thought they should with the money? Is that right or wrong? Was it right or wrong for you to give them the money? The person who's lying about where they live to get health care in a state, but they're paying for their health care, is that right or wrong? What about if they're doing it for unemployment? Right or wrong? You're probably saying, well, what's the circumstances? Is it a mom with kids and she's trying to survive, and for some reason she can't claim unemployment in a different state? You're probably doing that, right? The person who doesn't pay for health insurance goes in and gets everything paid for. Is that right or wrong? So I'm going to share this with you because I'm going to say one thing about why this is an indication of our future. There will be endless what if and what are the circumstances to consider whether something's right or wrong. That's judgment. If you're going to give to somebody, you don't judge right or wrong according to how they decide to spend the money, even if it's on alcohol or drugs. For me to let the manager know that this man was stealing shoes, right or wrong, could I have let that go? You get to decide. Stealing's wrong. Then I realized on the way home, it never had to happen because I had an opportunity to give him those shoes. And he would not have been a thief. And he walked out of the store without the shoes, and I left the store without an opportunity to show great compassion. And by the time I realized that, what an unbelievably wonderful opportunity it was too late. And this goes on constantly, because, I'm a human being. I was very concerned about, first of all, walking in, my safety, because he had a cane, and he was mumbling. So, as a person, I didn't feel fear, but I am cautious, right? You have to be aware. And again, I talk about breakthrough fear doesn't mean you're stupid about certain situations, right? When we just act in compassion and allow things to roll out without judgment, we become a world that changes. What if that person who went into emergency had been paying their health insurance and it lapsed and they had a horrible, condition, and they, lost their job? So I can sit here and go on and make some stories that maybe if you said something was wrong, all of a sudden you go, oh, okay, that's not actually wrong. Person steals food. Right or wrong? Person steals food because their kids are starving. Well, it depends. Why are the kids starving? And maybe they should go to social services. Or, okay, oh, no, she lost her job, or he lost his job. Oh, okay, now it's okay. When do we stop judging? When do we stop judging? Because lest ye be judged. The future of our planet relies on how you answer these questions. It relies on me, whether I took an opportunity at that moment to buy those shoes. But my mind was somewhere else. It was, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, it was the conditioning of what's right and wrong. But it wouldn't have to have been wrong, because he would have never tried to steal the shoes if I'd have just offered to buy them. Do you see how we can change all these things, these situations? Now, you can't stop somebody from spending your money on drugs, but are you going to stop giving because they might be spending money on drugs? And I hear this all the time. Maybe you're the one that says, oh, don't give them money, they're just going to buy it on drugs or alcohol anyways. Do you do that? Yeah. We've all done that. And I give the money anyways. But we've all said, yeah, they're probably going to. And I've realized at one point, I have to let it go. Because I'm judging that and assuming things that are none of my damn business. I either give or I don't. Now, when we go into that, and some of you are going to be really like, whoa, okay, wait a minute. No, there has to be right. There has to be rules behind this. Whose rules? Whose rules? Because I may think one thing, and you might think another, even if we know all the circumstances behind it. People do things because they come from something else, because they have their own conditioning. So I'm asking you this right now because I could go through a list a mile long and you will continually say, well, wait a second, what are the circumstances behind it? And that is 100% judgment, and we have to let that go if we want to go in a world that says, I love you unconditionally. I could have been a change maker. I could have stepped outside of that right or wrong judgment according to what I was conditioned to think and believe. And yes, You're not supposed to steal. It's a lower frequency. But who goes into a store and steals shoes? Probably somebody who really needs them. Without those situations, we cannot learn and evolve. I cannot take that moment back. I cannot take it back. Don't miss your opportunities. Battery change. Did you have fun with this? I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll subscribe and share my videos. Let's have fun with this. And don't tell that we're not going to give the circumstances behind it. They just have to make an immediate decision. And if I gave the circumstances later, would they have changed their opinion? Would they have changed the right or wrong that they gave? Yeah. Did you? You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. The master class for Breakthrough Fear is available. Some of you guys are, where's the link? Go to landriaonkka.com. On the front page, it says master class, register, click it. I'll put it down here. If you're in my free video series, you'll get it there. And it's a 1-hour master class, and it introduces you to the actual Breakthrough Fear whole platform that, by the way, is now limitless. So you can take it for your entire life. Because we need it. Need. Oops, there's the N word. We don't use that on the channel. We don't need anything. We have everything. All right, you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my beautiful light being friend. Let's have fun here. Let's be amazing. No more thinking. Yep, just give. What can I do here to make this situation the best it can be? Where can I show compassion? Where can I show unconditional love? McFly, I'll let you know if I see the man again. I'm going to go buy those shoes for him if I do. Namaste.